Good morning to this very Australian bushland that I've got just close to my home. And as you might have guessed, I'm out here to test out my second new lens. And of course it is the 24-105 f4. I've had my eye on this lens for quite some time now, and I'm looking forward to running it through its paces because this is my first day out with it. I did think I was going to be up at Lamington for this one, but unfortunately I just don't have the time to get up there. It's about, I don't know, an hour and a quarter drive each way, and it's a full day out. It's something you don't want to rush. I just do not have the time at the moment. Got some exciting things going on. Next video I will tell you, I was going to say all about it, partly about it. You'll find out. Unfortunately, that video is going to be in 2 weeks. I'm just at the moment having a look around these trees. I took too long filming video getting down here, and the light's starting to get up and a bit harsh. I'm probably going to have a little bit of a wander down the track that way because it looks like there's a little bit less direct sunlight down there than what there is here. At the moment, I'm just going to be going handheld, I think. Unless I see something that really catches my eye and I think is tripod worthy, I think I'll probably just take it easy and wander with this. And I gotta say, right off the bat, feeling a lot more comfortable with this than with the 14-28. This feels right in my wheelhouse, exactly the focal lengths I like most. This little scene here that I quite like, it's got nice depth to it. I like the log, fallen tree kind of leading us in. I love this tree on the side leaning out, and that it all leads us kind of through the image. It's really messy area just here, but I think this does a great job of actually showing this area in a good light. I love the bark and the texture of this tree on the left. It's awesome. So I also decided to take some close-up shots of that magnificent tree bark. So textured and characterful. Absolutely love it. I ended up doing it handheld because using the tripod to try to get the angle right was just not working that well. A lot more flexibility just doing it handheld. And I took it in the end as well at wider at the 24mm to give a bit more emphasis to just how textured it is. Love the little splash of green in that area too. It's tricky because you have to, I wanted to get a bit of background because I wanted to be able to get that kind of side profile of the texture, but then you don't want the background to be kind of distracting you from that bark. So trying to find the right area and then also the right aperture, because I need enough depth of field to try to show the bark, but I want the background to be as blurred as possible. funny morning this morning because I was expecting from the weather forecast it to be cloudy until about 9 or 10 a.m. and it must be about 8 o'clock now. I set out at about 6:30 and when I woke up at 5:30 there was not a single cloud in the sky. So they got that very, very wrong. To say that in spite of the fact that this is not the conditions I was looking for, I'm really enjoying being out this morning. It's lovely. It's not too hot, although it will be a hot walk back up because it's quite steep. But there's a nice breeze going on, and it's lovely. I think what I'm drawn to next is there's lots of backlit leaves over in this direction, so sun kind of up high behind. I might try and get some photos, I think, of those. I need to do a bit of bush bashing with that. So there's this interesting tree in the middle which I quite like, but I'm not quite able to get the framing right. These trees on the left here, if I've got the tree in the middle, they all go behind each other and I don't really like them because the front tree is quite skinny. And if I move over this way, where those trees look much better, that tree ends up kind of on the side and partially hidden. So 2 things worth mentioning about this sort of photography. The first is I'm on quite a steep slope, and it's important to get your framing straight with the trees, which isn't necessarily actually perpendicular. A lot of these trees are actually, once you start lining up the shot, are on a bit of a lean. So you want your trees to look straight unless you're really trying to emphasize how much of a lean they are. These ones aren't that much. It would look funny, I think, if I took the shot so the camera was actually level. The trees would be slightly on the side and I don't think it would work. The other thing is, obviously a lot of Australian gum trees are very tall and straight. We don't have a lot of the time that character that you get in the Northern Hemisphere with your beech trees and oak and things like this. So what I quite like is when there's a lot of very strong emphasis on vertical with the trees, is that I find longer shots work better. There's kind of like a bit of a tension between the orientation of the shot and the orientation of the trees being vertical. So I tend to pretty much almost always take my tree shots in landscape format, and a lot of the ones today I think are going to work better as either 16:9 or even the longer 65:24 ratio, which is very panoramic. Just something to keep in mind if you're having struggle with trees. Possibly in the Northern Hemisphere it's not quite the same, although if you've got the birch isn't it, or aspens as well, I think are quite straight, that would probably work really well too. I've got the mega hungry now. I didn't have breakfast before I came out, so I think it's time for me to head back and grab some breakfast. Be interesting to see what shots I got out of this morning. Obviously the light is not ideal. Backlit leaves tend to look quite nice. Probably should have shot them a bit earlier. I spent so much time taking video on the way down here. It would have been better if I'd got here a bit sooner. I reckon for mine, the bark of that tree is probably going to be my favourite. So let me know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, giving it a like always helps. It tells YouTube that more people should watch it, and YouTube recommends it to more people. So anytime you watch a video of mine and you like it, hit that thumbs up. I guess if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. I heard somebody say hit the thumbs down twice. Yeah, that's what you should do if you didn't like it. Although, quite frankly, if you didn't like it and you've got to this point, I'm not sure what you're doing still watching it. If I don't like watching something, I'll shoot off. Oh dear. So I'm going to see you in 2 weeks' time now. I will be able to explain to you why I've been so busy, why I don't have a lot of time to get out. And yeah, it's going to be a bit different to my usual ones. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to see this in the early morning when, I was going to say, there was a little bit of mist around. I was actually not quite in this spot. I was over the other side. You can check that one out here now. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing really well. You get outside and you get taking photos. All right, I'll catch you all later.